Hello, 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 hello. Wow. Hi there. Hello, how are you? Hello, HorrorClan. How's it going? How am I? Hmm. A little miffed this morning, I'll be honest, but I can't talk too much about that, so. Eh, you know. Things are weird today, but, overall, not too bad. So we're good. We're chilling. Yeah, so I put up a poll last night on my Twitter on what we should do today. There's a couple different things I put there. A couple things. I put like Spore, SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom if we wanted to play that. Binding of Isaac, because I haven't touched that in a while. And I also put, I don't know how to say the software. I've never learned this term. Like Aseprite. It's like Sprite, but for some reason there's an E in it. So I would say like Aseprite, but there's an E in it. I don't know. Whatever. It's software I've had for a while. It's basically software specifically made to do pixel art. And so it's not something that I do super often, but I have done pixel art occasionally, just for, random need purposes, whether that be, doing something for somebody or just doing something for myself. So, I mean, that's usually kind of the thing. But yeah, so that Twitter poll got like one vote, but somebody voted for us to do pixel art today, so hey. Cool stuff. We'll do that. I'm fine with any of them, but yeah, I put that on the poll, by the way, being like, hey, we're gonna do any of these, but I'm like, if the pixel art one is there, I don't have a plan for it. I kind of do. I mean, I don't have a specific thing in mind. I think I do now, but I didn't at the time. I think I know what we're going to draw. I'm just setting one thing up while I'm talking, so apologies. Sorry, I was looking for something. It's all good. Get some music going in the background here. So I think what we're going to do, well, I'll show you a few things first. I think that's what we'll do, because I want to show like some context. I'll just show you a few things I've done pixel art wise before. So let's switch over here. Here's the software. This is what it is. It's not too complicated. See, here's the thing. If you want to do something like pixel art for whatever reason, you can use really any software at all. If you have Photoshop, you can use that. If you use something free like GIMP maybe, or Paint.net, which is what I used to use when I first started doing any sort of graphic design stuff or anything like that, you can basically use any of those things to do pixel art, because really all pixel art is doing artwork at really low resolutions to the point where you can see the pixels and it's very small. And then whenever pixel art is made, and is like a big picture of pixel art, people just upscale it, typically using a thing called nearest neighbor, which just clones the next closest pixel to the other pixel. So instead of making it smooth and making it blurry, trying to blend everything together, it just makes everything the same pixel. It doesn't try to make a new color, and thus the pixel art still looks really good when you upscale it, because it's the same as it was when it was tiny. So you can basically use anything, you just have to make it really small. This software still does the same thing, but it kind of has some tools that are kind of nice for doing things with pixel art. The main things being its line tool is a little bit more specific to pixel art. Like, it kind of picks different ranges of, like, making sure that the line is basically consistent as it goes. And then on top of that, it has like some different tools like this, where you can do like that, which is kind of cool. Or there's a thing here, which I can't really show you too closely here, but say I do, like a spray like this or something, like here's some red and here's, I don't know, a blue. And then I take this, I can blend these together, and like this is made specifically with pixel art in mind, right? So it works very specific. What is the name of the program? It's this program here. I can actually go. Let me open the Steam page for this. Oh, it's Harry Potter. This is what it is here. I don't know how to say it. I've never learned how to say this. The Animated Sprite Editor and Pixel Art Tool. That's why it's ASE, because it's Animated Sprite Editor. And then it's Sprite from like Sprite, right? I don't know how you're actually supposed to say that together. I've never learned this. And there's nowhere saying this. But this is the software. You can actually make animated stuff with this too, which is pretty cool. I'll mute this, but I said I would mute it. I don't know why this thing is not muting. But yeah, so you can see like people can make different things with it. It's kind of cool. I want them to show an animation. Because the animation's pretty cool too. It really helps with doing like pixel art animation. I think that's the main thing that they try to advertise. But just doing pixel art in general is really cool with it too. Got a lot of advanced functions and stuff. They've updated it over the years. There's tools that are in this that I don't even know how to use. Yeah, you can do like tiles and stuff like that for patterns and stuff. It's pretty cool. And there's a text editor. Got a bunch of cool stuff. Yeah, that's really all it really is. It's pretty cool. But anyway, I have 1,000 hours. Do I? Probably. I probably kept it open on my computer in the background. Apparently. Probably. Well, I don't think that's accurate, but maybe it is. This is the same software that tells me I played 13 minutes of Sam & Max, but we've done multiple hours of streams of it, so take that with a grain of salt. I have used it a couple times, though. So, you know. Who knows? We'll redo that anima palette. So, alright. So, before I get into doing what we're probably going to do today, or at least try to, it's been a little bit since I've done pixel art, so we'll see how it goes. What do I want to do? Well, okay, let me explain that first before we actually do that. I was going to do it in a second, but I will go. See if I can find this here. Hold on. Oh, it's not going to be easy, is it? Give me 1 second. I gotta find this thing. My God. I'm trying to search a website right now, and this website is not making it easy. Because I know, oh my God. I'm not finding it. Why? Website, I swear. Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it. Here it is. This is an NFT, but I was given this. And this is how much I'm listing the price for right now, which is a lot of money. Oh my God. Apparently it's going up in price. Look at this offer. Jesus. It was like half this price before. For like the offers for this. It's been going up like crazy, so it might sell for this, which hopefully it does. Yeah, so I was given this like when it was really, really cheap. But I use this as my Twitter profile because it's expensive and worth a lot of money. Do I want to sell it? I do, because I need the money. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But I want to draw this guy because seeing how the price has gone up, like literally, like look at all these offers. Like they all expire relatively close to each other. They're all bot accounts for the most part, but actually this one isn't, I don't think, but anyway. So, you know, seeing how the price of this has gone up dramatically very quickly, it might sell sooner than later, so I figure I can do like an ode to this thing, do some art of it fairly quickly, before it maybe possibly sells. It might not either, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's that. I thought it'd be fun to try to draw that in some way, because why not? So that's the idea. A couple little things quickly too, before I get to drawing that. And I think I can show these now because I'm not doing anything with these people anymore, but the last pixel art I did was stuff like this. This was like supposed to be like a logo element anyway. And then there was also this like portrait character thing. This cool guy with the sunglasses. So I mean, that's some stuff. I also have, this is a little bit longer ago, but I was doing stuff like this. This is an animated thing. This was for a Binding of Isaac mod that I was trying to work on, except I'm really bad at programming or anything like that, so that didn't get that far. But that's what that was for. That actually got retweeted. I posted that on Twitter, and it got retweeted by the like creator of Binding of Isaac, which is pretty cool. But I never finished it because I suck at programming. I got a few other things. I have this folder of all these like custom sprites that I did for Binding of Isaac. I have this thing of this little ghost that's like his activation animation, and then this is supposed to be like his chasing animation. This little ghosty goo guy. This is also pixel art, but this was like the original concept drawing of the one guy that I animated before. Here he is. Wow. So yeah, actually we have in the chat, I believe we do anyway. If you have better Twitch TV, you can use the this flame tier emote, because I turned it into an emote. Little fire thing. These are fairly small though, so it's hard to kind of show. I guess these are, they might have a bigger one of that. There's the one. There's the version on Twitch. This one. Wow. A little bit of fire. Yeah, and then I just have a bunch that are like item stuff. So if you've seen Binding of Isaac, there's different like items and stuff. These are like all descriptors and stuff for these items, but there's a bunch of stuff. This is supposed to be like a Christmas light. It was like a weird like blood splatter thing. There's a dreidel. Binding of Isaac skin game? It is. I haven't played it in a while. I got the DLC and I wanted to play more of it, but then I was just doing other stuff, so I didn't play a lot of it. And now people are like, they know everything about the DLC, and I know like barely anything. It's supposed to be like a card. There's a guitar pick. It's based off of the, if you've ever seen Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, that's why this is here, but it's called the Pick of Fate because copyright. Yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff. There's a pencil. I don't know why I made this pencil, but I have a pencil. Can I play it on stream? I can. Yeah, and I mean, that's basically that. I don't think there's anything else. I'm just making sure. Yeah, that's pretty much that. I called this guy the Dead Dolphin, apparently. He had legs, but I got rid of his legs. I forgot about that. Oh, he's also here. Anyway, yeah. Cool stuff. So that's that. So, funny enough, too, when it comes to the pixel art here, the color palette that I use here, so you can load in like custom color palettes. So typically the way that works is you just have like a picture that has a pixel of every color you want, and then you load in the palette, and then it'll look at the picture and take all the colors out of it and then put it into a palette. And you can sort it by like hue, so like what color it is, which is kind of what this is based off of. I don't know which way this is sorted right now. I think it's hue. Yeah, this is based off of color. And then you can do by like saturation, so how saturated it is. So these are very bright, these are not so bright, in terms of the amount of color in them, and then there's brightness specifically, so these are really dark, these are really bright. That's really weird to see. I've never sorted it that way. And then there's luminance, which is like kind of that's more complicated, but I do by hue because I typically am like, I want some red colors, what do I have as options? Oh, I want some blues, there's some blues. Purples, I don't have many. But I try to stick to this palette as close as possible because my theory, or at least my working, the way that I work with pixel art typically is I kind of just view it as like working within limitations and boundaries and stuff. So rather than being like, oh, I could just add this, I'm like, yeah, only when I need to. Like specifically if we're doing this guy, like we kind of need this greenish blue. I'm gonna add that color just because, but like typically I wouldn't add a color if I don't have to. Kind of this green is like this color, right? A little more saturated than it needs to be, something like that. You want to sell your pictures? I've thought about it. The only problem is I need to pay a lot to do it. Because if I'm gonna do them as like NFTs or something like that, which I've talked multiple times about, don't show my email, please. Then you know, you've gotta pay. Like, here's the thing with this, which is annoying. So I wanted to list this a bit higher because I know the prices of these are going up higher, but you have to like, you have to like pay a fee to activate the services of like, you know, the website to essentially do that function for you. So it's kind of, you know, you need Adobe Illustrator or which other programs? Depends what you're trying to do. You know, Illustrator and Photoshop are kind of different. You can do drawings and stuff in both, because Photoshop is kind of like a general art pick, like it's kind of specifically it's a photo manipulator program. So it is designed to look at a photo and be like, okay, this is what it looks like, this is what exists in the photo, what can we do to it to change it? Versus Illustrator, which is kind of looking at like shapes and stuff like that. Because Adobe Illustrator does something where it's basically vector shapes. So instead of saying there's this amount of pixels that makes this thing, Illustrator's like, there's this point here and there's this point here, I'll connect them with settings like the thickness of the line and stuff, and I'll try to, you know, keep that consistent, so when you scale it up, it's still not gonna be blurry and pixelated and stuff, because it's just saying, oh, there's still a line there. Oh, now it's bigger, but it's still a line. Which is very useful for making like logos and stuff, because you could make like a logo really small and scale it up, and it would never be blurry. But for drawing and stuff, most people would probably just use Photoshop or something. I use Procreate on the iPad, which is still very similar. It's just kind of a tablet version. Made more for drawing, but it's very similar. You can basically do the same thing in both. It's just, what would you rather do? So there's that. And then I just use this because it's more tailored to pixel art, but it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna fill in this. I always forget where the paint bucket is. There it is. Woo! I only have a MacBook Pro right now, so I could cop an iPad then, right? I mean, you could. Doesn't really matter. It depends, like if you want to draw something, like, you know, actually do it by hand, or if you want to do it with, you know, a mouse or a trackpad or whatever. Depends what you want to do. I would say that generally, for me, I prefer actually having the ability to draw it. And illustrate with the mouse and trackpad, that would be hard, right? I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing right now with the pixel art. But I mean, you can do it. It just takes practice. And if you use something like Photoshop too, it has a control called like what is it called? I think they just called it smooth now, but they had something called flow. How do you go about it? Yeah, so you can turn that setting on, which will make it so like instead of having something that's like, I don't have a color for this, but something that's like, whoa, oh man, I can't draw. You know, you're like, I'm drawing a straight line, and then if you turn smooth on, it'll just like arc it really smooth for you. Takes practice too. I spent a very long time, mostly in school, in classes that I was at a computer that I didn't like, just not listening to the teacher and just drawing stuff. Have you tried drawing with the trackpad before? I have. That one's a bit harder. I find that one the hardest, in my opinion, just because of the space on it. I think with a mouse, at least you can like give yourself a good chunk of space to be able to be like, oh, I can go like here and then around and then woo. This program makes it a little bit harder to prove my point because it's pixel art, so nothing looks smooth, but I hope you can understand what I mean, you know. Just whoop, whoop. We also have a line tool. I'm going to be using that. I've been hearing good things about the iPad, though. Yeah, it's good, especially with like an Apple Pencil and like, you know, a modern iPad. Because if you're going to get an iPad, make sure you get an iPad that's compatible with the Apple Pencil, if you end up getting an Apple Pencil. Because most styluses now, anyway, even if they aren't specifically an Apple Pencil, use that same technology. I learned that the hard way. I have an old iPad, and I can't do that anymore. Well, thanks for the sub, by the way. I appreciate it. What am I doing? What did I want to do? I want to bring this guy up. I'm bringing this dude up just on my other monitor so I can kind of see. Well, we'll try to draw this dude. Luckily, this guy doesn't have too many colors. We can see if we want to end up doing shading for this guy too, but we'll see. There's also layers in this, so you can make a new layer and stuff and turn them on and off, similar to Photoshop. You can't really see it though, I'm kind of in the way. Doesn't really matter though. Just think Photoshop layers. So I'm going to draw like a rough kind of line just to follow here. Where do I want to go? Kind of like this. And there's a bit of like a hoodie part here. Like this. He's a little bit more over to the side here. He's kind of like this. But yeah, usually I'll try to like sketch something just very quickly and then try to see what I can do to actually... He's got like a weird part to his face. Like kind of curves in a little bit. It's got that Family Guy kind of curve. I don't know if me saying that even makes any sort of sense. I'm not getting this line right. Maybe I'll start with the ears here. Oh, very interesting. I want to try to preserve like the smoothness of the cat head and stuff, so we'll see what happens. That looks weird, but we can modify that. Oh, I see. He kind of has this weird like coming out kind of thing. Oh my god. Oh, interesting. You've got like this line that does like this. Weird. And we'll stylize it a bit too. I don't want it to be like a one-to-one perfection thing because that would be really easy to just do. I'm generally happy with that shape. Again, we're going to redo this a little bit. Okay, so this is like part of the hoodie. That's that. There's like this line here. Seemingly a line here too. So that seems to be generally all of the lines. Oh wait. There's like some... Oop. Why is it going down? There we go. It looks very stupid, but I'm gonna redo these lines with the actual line tool and some contour tools and stuff, which will make this a little bit easier to be smoother. Okay, so we're just gonna use that. What's the program that does pixel art as opposed to Adobe Illustrator? Do you mean this one specifically, or do you mean like another kind of thing? This one is, okay, oh, I had it open. Someday I'll have to learn how to say it, but it's this software here. It's on Steam. Mind you, you can probably get it off of Steam too, I'm not sure. But yeah. You can do like animated stuff in this too, which is pretty cool. Other than that though, I mean, you can basically use any software for pixel art too if you have something like Photoshop or even Paint.net or something free. Just draw something really small and then draw that with like the pencil tool. Just draws like a pixel at a time, and then scale it up using a thing called nearest neighbor scaling. Most software should have it, and then just scale it up to a much bigger size, and then that's how you can do pixel art. With pretty much anything anyway. Okay, let me make a new layer. I actually want to recolor this, but yeah, I won't worry about it. I won't worry about it for now. Actually, what color is the line here? It's kind of like a weird bluish gray. Do I have a bluish gray? I do. Okay. The way to set opacity on these. Aha! That's what I wanted to do. Why not? Okay, whatever. I wanted to have this set as a different color, but that's fine. I always forget like a few things of this. There's FX2 in this, which I never use. Except for outline. Outline's pretty useful. This is a median filter. Median filters are kind of weird. I wouldn't expect that in this software, but okay. I just want this to be like a... I have no color in it at all. Did I draw with a pure black line and didn't even realize? Oh well. We'll just draw with a bright color now then. I think that'll be easier. So there's a couple tools that I like to use. There's this curve tool, which is kind of useful. You can kind of do this kind of stuff, right? Gives you about 4 points of curving. So you want to draw like your line to where it goes, and then you want to curve it kind of. It's a bit confusing. All of this I haven't used in forever, so give me a minute. I don't know why it's making full shapes. It's not supposed to do that. Doing that. There you go. That's what I wanted it to do. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to use the 1 pixel line for now, and we might outline it later. We'll see what we want to do. I know what I keep doing there. The only thing I don't like about this software, that has been something I've always thought, is just the fact that for some reason the software really likes to... what's the best way to describe it? Like, okay, so this happens with multiple tools, is if I click and then I go over here and then I click again, it connects back to the point that I have. But then, like, if I click and hold, now it doesn't do that. And now it's a line that I can move. This gives you 4 points automatically. So yeah, just weird stuff. Okay, what I want to do is I want to do a point from here to here, and I want to curve that. I wanted to do that. Maybe start from back here a little bit further. I always hate doing the general line work, but when it comes to like color and stuff, that's usually my favorite part of doing, like, doing any sort of pixel art or anything like that. I just realized I screwed that up again. I think what I might do is I might just delete the top part of this line. I like using the curve tool just for getting, like, curvature right, but generally, like, it can be a bit annoying too. I want to redo this line. I think just curving from here to here would be a lot better. I use the bottom preview there in the corner across from me to try to see, like, what it looks like at a smaller size. Because sometimes that'll give you, like, a good kind of reference of, like, does it actually look good or does it look like poopy potato? Oh no, it looked like poopy potato. I don't know what that terminology actually means, but that's how I generally try to look at something, at least. I did that again. I'm doing the ears a bit differently because I don't quite like how I drew the ears just freehand. I might have drew the ears a little too big. But maybe that's the style we go with. What do you think? Do we keep the ears the way that we have them, or do I redraw them? I'm starting to notice they're a little bigger than what they're supposed to be. Mine looks better up like this. Yep. Yeah, you can see we can turn off this layer and we get this down here, right? Here. This has this weird, like, curved line here, like this. Do that. Not sure what this line is supposed to be, but it's on the character, so I'm gonna recolor this red line to black after, don't worry. Okay, so you don't actually need to use the curve tool for these lines, because these two lines are like completely straight. Basically. Go. Alright. I think we almost got most of the line art done at this point. Luckily, my version of this cat character has a really simple face, so that won't be too difficult to do, luckily. Oops. Okay, there we go. So we turn that off and we get that. Actually thinking that we might want to move this a couple pixels over. Yeah, that's better. There we go. So cool. Haven't quite done everything. There's 2 more elements, but we're almost there. We're almost there. Want to get this part of the hoodies figured out. Cat be wearing a hoodie. Hey, that's not too bad actually. That generally has the look to it. There's 2 other things we need to put on this guy, which is there's an arrow going through his head, and there is his face, and there's like some whiskers, and that's basically it. So yeah. And again, so this is our dude that we're drawing, and then that's our pixel art base so far. It's not exactly the same, but I'm not aiming to be exactly the same. I'm trying to be fairly close, but I'm not aiming to be 1-to-1 exact. I kind of like the bigger ears. Gives it more of a cuter look in my opinion. But I'm also not a company with thousands and thousands of dollars that this company is now, or, you know, whatever team has made this. Alright, we need the arrow. I'm gonna draw that on a separate layer, I think. We'll still use red, but, well, will we? We can use a different color. Let's use obnoxious color or something. This color. Sure. That works for me. Does it though? There you go. That's an obnoxious color. Okay. This is mostly straight too, so I might be able to just cheese this for the most part. Where's the arrow in this guy's head? It's like here. I screwed that up. Ooh. Might actually just be good having that line like that. This thing's pretty much completely straight, so I'm just going to like here. Do like a little triangular arrowhead or something. That looks a little weird just based on the spacing of it. I think we gotta make these a little bit. I actually have to move this guy over a little bit actually. And I'm thinking about it. There we go, let's do that. Wrong tool, wrong tool. I just draw it like this, honestly. At this point. Yeah. That looks really stupid, but it's kind of funny too. I want to make sure this is on the exact same line because this would be straight, right? Actually, this is just the end of the arrow. Apparently. Oh, it's curved, actually. Let's use our curve tool. Back to the curve. Kind of has this look to it. Very slightly curved. I guess we can do that. Never mind, we cannot. This is a very interesting shape on the end of this arrow that I'm trying to copy. Kind of. That. Again, trying to get the lines generally the same. Maybe I'm just gonna draw this manually, I think. Want it to be consistent on both sides. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes I just find it's easier to draw something manually. Yeah, that looks better. That looks good. Alright, so there you go. So there's the little arrow in his head. I draw some, like... Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Not as rough. I try not to go with super sharp lines, because anytime I do that, I find it looks not as good. Okay, so the last thing we need to do, and I'll draw this in a different color as well, on a different layer. There's usually like no harm in doing new layers or anything like that. I'll just like screw it. Alright, his eyes are in weird spots. His one eye's like here. Other eye's like here. I don't know, this thing makes me laugh sometimes. I like the contour tool. I feel like it would be useful for this, but at the same time... There you go. That's got the expression right there. Oh, I screwed it up. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. The smile is a little bit more smug than that, I'll be honest. More like... I want to get the mouth right. Because that's like 90% of the emotion from this guy. I did the line wrong again. Not quite getting it the way I want it. You can see what I mean, right? Like, his smile's so subtle. It's very hard to get that in these pixels here. I want to see if I can get something close, though. I just gotta try a few things and see what happens. That's probably got the closest emotion so far. It's not perfect, but that's probably the closest, so I'll take it. These little whisker things going on here. Go. These ones are coming off of his face, kind of like this. Yep. Wow, look at that. And there he is. Our dude. He's basically intact. It's not a perfect one-to-one. I'm okay with it. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to use the pencil tool to try to clean up a few things in the face here. I'm going to see if I can smugify this face a little bit. Not sure I will be able to, but we'll see. Actually, making that a little bit wider did the trick. At least in my opinion. Alright, let's recolor these to be the right kind of look here. I don't want it to be pure black. I kind of want it to be like slightly above or there. Won't match perfectly, but we can get it pretty close, I think. Okay. Come around there. There you go. There's our dude. I'm gonna put another like line around. I'm just gonna do this manually because there is a tool to like do this faster, but you have to like color in the whole thing first on the same layer, otherwise it doesn't really do it. So I'm just gonna do it manually. Layer. Cool. Okay. I'm going to copy this black color as well. Going to literally line the thing with a thicker line around the outside. And then once we do that, I'm gonna color this dude in. I might do another outline around him. We'll see what I think of this first outline. I don't know if I want the outline around that arrow though. I don't know if I like that. I mean, they both have that kind of outline. I just don't know if I'm into it. Actually, I want to delete this too. I delete. Yeah. That has more of an arrow look to it. In my opinion, anyway. See if that works better. I'm just gonna ignore the arrow for now. Oop. We're on the right layer. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore the arrow for now. I might end up moving the arrow so that it looks better. I think that might be something we do, so I'm going to try to make sure everything's on the right layer. Otherwise, we don't have that option. I think another good way of doing like pixel art, and again, I'm not saying I'm an expert at pixel art by any means, but in my experience, generally I find, I'm gonna not touch those whiskers. I'm gonna extend them though. But I find that kind of just thinking about what a picture would look like if you were to kind of do it where you drew a picture and then shrunk it down so that it was like a pixel kind of thing. That's my usual go-to kind of thought process for this kind of thing. Erase this or something. You know what? That looks fine. Right. Alright, so I think for the most part I'm pretty happy with everything in here. The lines don't really have a different thickness in the actual version of this guy. But I kind of think that, like, maybe we could thick up these inside lines by 1. And then do another outline here. The only problem is I'm going to have to shrink this guy down a little bit. Actually, probably just make the canvas a little bit bigger or something. I don't know. You guys have an opinion on this? In terms of the era, I'm not sure what I'm doing with that yet. Move this by a little bit. Let's do this. You have a little bit of room to move. I would like to move this separately, please. There we go. Maybe something like that's a little bit better. And what happens if we thicken it up on the outside? Oh yeah, that looks fine now. Maybe we do this with this guy too. Move him over 1. I just want to make sure the shapes all like are still clearly readable. Because if they're not, then that's a problem. Yeah, I think that still has a readable feel to it. I think we can fix the whiskers here. Is that part of the same layer? No, it isn't. What layer is that part of? Kind of a hybrid, because I was not paying attention. Wait a minute. Oops. I'm just going to try to fix this whisker up here. Might have to move the other one down. Or just delete that and redo them both. Maybe that's maybe we'll just do that instead. Let's do that. They are actually technically lower than where I put them. That look like whiskers? Not really. That does though. Yeah, sure. Oh my god, what am I reading? Oh no. Did you just send me German? I don't know languages. I think we could keep this guy at this thickness. It was gonna be too much effort to do it any other way. So I guess we'll just leave it here. I do want to fix this a little bit. I feel like this could be a bit better. Oh, that still feels weird to me. Maybe just go straight down. Yeah, that looks better. I think we only need to have this line go over 2. Was adding a bit more of a curve than I wanted. Also, you can see too here, I never really pointed this out until now, but there's this little grid here of all the pixels. That's a customization feature. You can turn that on and off if you want. I like it on just so I get a reference of size. But if you go here, you can go to, where is it? Show, pixel grid, and then you can turn it off. But I personally like it. It's helpful. It used to be a lot more annoying to turn that on. There was like some sort of like project file setting you needed to turn on, be able to allow yourself to have the option to see it, and then you could do it. Hey, good morning. Once again, you are my background ambience while I work. Awesome. I like that I am an option for that. I appreciate that, and I hope you are having an alright time. Hey man, I've been alright. I woke up this morning to, well, I probably shouldn't talk about anything, but I woke up this morning and I was like, I sent out a, like, little bit of a work in progress project to like a thing I'm working with, like a project that I'm working on with other people, and I didn't hear anything, and then I just woke up to a bunch of people like sending messages being like, "That's shite." So that felt good. But anyway, I'll leave it there. It happens though. It happens. Not everything's a winner. Alright, I think with this guy, I think we're good with the base. I think we can color this guy in. I'm going to try to use colors that we have here, because I think this color is like perfect. Look at this. Here's our reference guy. Once again, here's our reference dude. Look at this color. This color is like almost perfect. Almost, not quite. Maybe this color is better. We'll see. We can change it too, so it's fine. Coloring is not nearly as difficult. But yeah, do a new layer here. Moving layers, I always find, oh, it went in the right spot anyway. Perfect, never mind, I don't have to talk about that. No, moving layers in this is always a pain. But I like to do coloring on a different layer, generally. I wish there was a way to reference, and maybe there is a way to do it now. They've added so many features to this software over the years that I've just not kept up with. To the point where I'm just like, yep. I know exactly what is in this software. There's a few features that I've seen that I'm like, that's cool, and then never used it. Oh, this is a single line. I'm kind of putting a layer underneath this to put the color into. Again, probably more efficient ways to do this, but this is my way. Oops. I don't really care if it bleeds out inside too much, because I'm just gonna do that, and then bam, boom, there we go. He's blue. Abadi abadai. There he is. Blue man. Blue cat, I guess. It's a cat. Can't really say blue man. I think we might do shading for this too, because honestly, this has not taken nearly as long as I thought. I didn't think it would take like only like this long to get to where we already are. Sometimes pixel art is quick, and sometimes pixel art takes, like, you know, 5 minutes. Abba-dee actually made me laugh. But he is blue. I don't have the alternate option of being like, he's in the blue man group, and then pull out my, like, PVC pipes and start playing the instrument. I would need to actually have that. I saw like a video of like some talk show. It was probably like Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel or something. But they had like a Blue Man Group guy like on for some like game they were playing. And I didn't realize that they like almost swear to like not talking. Like they just don't. I didn't know that. But like they're so much more creepy because of that. And then the guy like drew, because I think they were like trapped in like a telephone box or something, and like every question you got wrong on like this quiz thing, they put like a different person in the telephone booth to try to like pack it in, and it was all like famous people, and one of them was the Blue Man Group guy. And then like there was so much blue paint on his finger, he drew like the word help on the telephone box, and I'm like, why? It's terrifying. It was funny, but it was also like, eh, that's a little creepy. I don't know what's the color of this sweater on this thing? Let's pull this up again. Yeah, that's what I thought. This guy's blue, but like his sweater's got a little bit of warm tones in it. So I'm gonna use a slightly warm black tone. You might not be able to really see that too well here. Actually, this one might be better. This one might be better. Let's see here. I guess I have to do this too. That look good? Oh, that's really dark, actually. Need a lighter tone than that. What is brighter than that? That will look good. This good? No, that's too dark. This one. Yeah, let's do brown. I might have to add a custom color in here, but I'm going to try not to do that. A lot of the colors in here. Actually, let's do by brightness. There you go. Perfect. Is this good? No, that's too dark still. Need something in this range. I don't really have any colors for that though. Okay, maybe we will just add a custom color. I don't think we have the right colors. The orange is here. You guys can't really see it, but it's on this side. Trying to get the right color. Do we got it? Be a little brighter. That's too bright now. Very specific kind of gray. I think this is good. Yeah, that looks good. I'm just trying to get the right color so that like when we shade later, we can also like get a pretty good thing. We can brighten this up too. Yeah, it's giving me a good vibe. I'm liking it. I think this works. Luckily, the paint bucket tool works how you would expect it to in any sort of artistic software or anything like that, where, you know, different color, you can make another color, even if it's on the same layer. It's fine. Could I be drawing this color on a different layer? Probably, but eh. Who has time for that, you know? Who has the time? I think this color is still a little too brown. That's okay. Because it is kind of hard to see, like you can kind of... Yeah, this is still a little too dark, but that's fine, we'll finish. I don't know why I'm using the pencil tool to do this in. It's kind of fun, it's kind of relaxing, just to do it this way. Inefficient? Yeah, for sure. But we got time to spare. I'm actually going outside tonight. I'm going, like, to watch a movie at a theater. What a weird thing to say nowadays, huh? That's something I don't do normally. Yeah, the sweater's too dark still. Let me turn down the saturation, brighten it up a little bit. See if we can get somewhere. Ooh! That's a little bit nicer. It's still got some weird saturation to it. Is that better? Yeah, it's a little brighter than normal. Yeah, it's been super long since I've gone to the movies. What am I gonna see? I'm gonna watch Suicide Squad. And hopefully it's alright. I think this one will be better because, like, the first movie was like, they kind of had this, like, darker movie that they tried to lighten up after the fact because studios and stuff. And then... Whoa! I hit a macro. They tried to, like, lighten it up. And now they're like, hey, let's just make another movie that's made with the guy that did Guardians of the Galaxy, and then now it should be not nearly as dark because we went with that idea from the beginning. So I feel bad for the guy who made the original Suicide Squad movie that came out a little while ago. Because his movie was just, like, completely trashed, basically. But, I mean, 404 Preview, that is an amazing name, by the way. Can I just say, thanks for the follow, I appreciate that. But yeah, so I mean, I'd love to see the original cut of that guy's movie, because it was supposed to be a much darker movie. My yellow is a little too... Oh, actually, this might be the right color. Hold on. Hey, that's not... That's actually pretty close. Maybe a little bit of saturation. There you go, that's very close, actually. The first one didn't really do much for me. Yeah, because the studio screwed it up and completely ruined the dude's movie. It's not a very good movie, which is unfortunate. But I'm hoping this one's a little bit better. My dad wants to go see it, so that's why we're going. But, like... I'm hoping at least this one had the idea of being comedic in the first place. I would hope that it would be a bit better. That's my thought, anyway. Does it have a line on this? It does. That's what I thought. Good, good, good. We're good. Okay, so... I'll have to remember to ask you next time I see you. Yeah. Hopefully it's good, though. I mean... It has Pete Davidson and John Cena in it, both in comedic roles, so... That already makes me think that they're doing a good job, but we'll see. We still need to do the arrow. What color is that? I guess brown, right? That was a voice crack. That was also a voice crack. My voice crack stuff today going, yes, words. Okay. So let's sort by hue again, because I want to find a brown. There's a brown. Whoa. I forgot I can't do that. That's not how color works. Or at least that's not how the tool works. There we go, brown color. Is that accurate? No, that's way too saturated. But that's okay, we can fix that. Boom. Better? No. Yep. Maybe this kind of color. Yeah. It won't be 1-to-1, but we're trying to get the color palette to be fairly close. We're using Binding of Isaac colors, which apparently Binding of Isaac color palettes have a lot more blue in it than I thought. Like, literally, like, look. That game is, like, mostly red, black, gray, and brown. That's like 90% of the color palette from that game. So to see all this blue surprises me. I know the tiers are blue, but there's all these blues. I don't know where they come from, but they're somewhere. What color was the arrowhead? White! What a surprise. Okay. We have white. We do have white. Ooh, we have like a little colors. I'm bad at colors again. Alright. Blow that arrow in. And since we're here, let's do some shading on this as well. I need the right kind of lightness, though. Ooh, there you go. Perfect. A little bit of a darker one, too. There you go. Arrow. Some shading. That shading's pretty subtle, so I'm just going to try to... I'm kind of copying what they have in their picture, see? Ooh. Ooh. If I can get... That's too dark. That's similar. Maybe this? No, that's not brown enough. That's too dark too. What color is this? Anyway, it's this one, right? Yeah. There isn't really a shading color for this. I wonder what they use this color for. This seems to be the closest thing to it, so I guess we'll use this. There you go. I always find it funny how happy this thing is for taking an arrow through the head. But hey, I mean, you do you, I guess. This also has some details in it. What are the details? Little feather things. Oh, there's actually a stick in this. I didn't even know that. Alright, well, I guess we can do that. Ooh, there you go. Nice. And we will copy this color again. He's just doing his best trying to stay positive. Very true. I think he's doing an alright job. He's happy about it. Or, hear me out. Brain damage has already happened, and this is the only emotion that remains. It's a still picture, so we may never know. Fortunately, I don't have a lot of pixels to do the little weird red texture thing, but hopefully that has some look that kind of represents the same thing. Close enough for me. And I guess this has the same color as this, right? Yeah. I always, like, instinctually just want to, like... I just want to put color in. I realized I've done some of this line detail on the color layer, but that's fine. Not a big deal. But I want to, like, just paint bucket everything, and that's not how layers work. Deadpool got happy with Colossus when he had that piece of arrow-shaped fencing through his head. Exactly, right? That's my thought. That's what's happening here. Gotta be. Okay. Also, I think I'm on a 10-second delay, so pardon my delayed responses. That's fine. You know what? Here's the thing. Twitch delay, even on a normal, like, thing, even on a delayed thing like that, I'm so used to, because I did streams, like, I don't know, maybe 2013? Now, I was a young idiot kid at the time, so those streams are probably awful, but I did it at that time, and the delay of Twitch chat at that time, a lot of people don't realize, was like 30 seconds, and that was standard. It was awful. I'm used to Twitch delay being real bad on a normal occasion. Because that's just how it used to be. So whenever I see somebody like respond to a chat message in like 0.2 seconds, I'm like, oh, what? How? Well, that's just how Twitch chat works nowadays. Okay. We got our arrow, dude. Our guy is doing pretty good, you know? We got our arrow in our head. And now I guess we can have something else going, I guess. Probably like a... I mean, for the most part, we literally have done this exact image. There's like nothing else to really do. But I want to add some like slightly different shading. I actually want to change this line color here. I want to change that. I don't want it to be as bright. I think it looks weird. I'm just going to do this for now. Don't worry about me. There we go. Okay. We got that in right now. What I want to do... Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's do this. Make it slightly darker. And repeat that. Maybe I'll like it more. Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong way. Doesn't look too bad. Maybe we go with that. Maybe that's a bit more subtle. Yeah, I kind of like that more. I'm just looking at the preview. I think it looks more subtle that way. A little bit nicer. Not as in your face. Yeah, I like that more. Actually, what I might do too is I might change the color of this line here between the arrowhead and that. I think it might look better. I find that sometimes doing like colored line art between things makes things look a little bit nicer. For example, like maybe changing this line too might look better. Instead of doing this, we could do like a... Copy this. Do like a slightly darker line around that looks like this. This one might not look better doing that, but let's try it. Yeah, no, I'm good with this being black, but some things I feel like having a colored line as the line divider rather than just a solid black line looks better. I think the rest of this looks fine the way it is. But maybe when I color it, I might not think the same way, so who knows. Okay. I think we'll do a little bit of shading here on his sweater and on the face. I think we'll start with the face. What I want is I want a slightly darker tone, which we actually have a lot of different shading tones of the same color, which is pretty cool. So that actually is really helpful. The way I shade is I start on the bottom and add kind of a curve. I usually always do my lighting from the top kind of left area, kind of going down like this. It's just kind of easy to shade from there. It seems to be a pretty typical light direction for most artwork pieces. I don't know why, but it just seems to be a thing. But yeah, so that's what I try to do. I'm going to leave it like that. And I'm going to add a few layers of shading. To thicken this up again. I'm probably going to add about probably like a 3 pixel wide amount shadow here. And I'm going to add another slightly darker shadow to replace that first line. This is just the way that I like to do shading. I don't know why. It's just how I do. It works for me, okay? And you don't completely always follow the line of like the shadow 1-to-1 either. You kind of just follow what feels the best, at least in my opinion. Alright, I think that's not too bad. Maybe add another thing there. There we go. That's not looking too shabby. There you go. Then we can get this slightly darker color and do the bottom line, which just makes it feel a little bit better without really too much effort. I won't go too far with this line. Who knows, I might not even go all the way up here. Actually, this color works fairly well. Sometimes I don't want to go all the way up with this line, but I think this line, or this color is good enough. There we go. Now we got a bit of a shadow to the side of his face. Gives it that round look. And then obviously we want to add some shadow to a few other areas. Like here, for example. Maybe here as well. And actually the whole side of his ear here too would have shadow. That. There we go. We can add this darker color again. Probably don't really need to add it there, but here I'd want to add it. There we go. Nice, nice. I'd actually change a little bit of this. Yeah, that looks better. Cool, 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 cool. I might add a little bit of shadow underneath this guy's mouth as well, just on this side. Give it some depth. Like that. Maybe even under the eyes a little bit. Yeah, that works too. Over here maybe even. And yeah, that's literally everything on his face. Oh, actually, this arrow as well. Add 2 bits there. Actually, you know what? Because this arrow's here, I want to add a bit more of a look of a contact shadow. I'm going to make a slightly bigger deal out of this shadow. Like that, just to make it look like it's more significant. And that's pretty much that. We could even line it like this. It actually works pretty well too, so I might keep it like that. This side's not really important. But with that thought, these initial couple parts of that should be in shadow. Alright, alright, alright. So, there's that. Cool cat. Other than the sweater here and maybe a bit of this, I think we're pretty much close to done this. This is a custom color, so actually I do want to copy this color and just make a shadow color instead. Actually, that shadow color looks to be a little much in the shadow department. I don't want this shadow to be like super dark, so we're gonna see how. How good's this color? Well, that works pretty well. Okay, I'm gonna use that. Actually, I'm gonna turn off the pixel grid because the pixel grid's making it harder to see this color. Yeah, I can see that a lot better now. It's fine. For the most part, I know where I'm putting the shadow at this point, so I don't really need the pixel grid now. Looks a lot more interesting without the pixel grid, I'll be honest. Looks cleaner. Is that where that would be? Yeah, it would be. This is like his arm, and this is the other arm. There'd be a shadow under both sides. This one would be thinner though because of the lighting direction. Actually, this one would be darker actually. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Now that's fine. We have a bit of a shadow. Under the head would also have a shadow. I think for the shading on the sweater though, I'm not going to make a darker color just because of how limited the range is going to be, or is and has been because of the fact that we're working with pretty dark colors here. I'm not going to try to force out more color as needed. I don't really know what this line is, but I'm going to assume that adding a shadow like this is the correct thing to do. Don't really know though. Okay. And we'll also add some shadow underneath little strings here. And the shadow color is going to be different under the yellow, so we're going to have to get a different color of that. We used one of our actual colors here. Maybe we could find a shade color for that. I don't know. I think we will actually. Now that I look at it, just for the reason that it doesn't seem like there's any real shading color for this. Nothing that the color saturation isn't too weird on anyway. Honestly, I think that patch only needs that little bit of shading on that side, and then that's it. I think we're good, guys. I think we're good. Look at that. That's our little cat man. Look at that. I might just add as a little extra detail just to make it a little bit more. Actually, I won't be able to do that because of the size. Never mind. Pretend I didn't say anything. Actually, we could just do, if I can do this, canvas size. Perfect. I want that to be there. Probably say 66. Yeah, that's what I want. Perfect. Yep, perfect. That is what I want. And then what I really want, I want another layer here like this. And I want a color that's kind of darker than this. A little bit. I wanted to just add like this kind of like outline shadow on the one side, kind of a manual pixel drop shadow, if you will. On the one side. All right, here we go. I might end up adding another. Well, you know what? I'm okay with that. I just need to change the color a little bit. Something subtle. I don't want it as dark as it is. There we go. Cool beans. Look at that. Isn't that great? Maybe we could add a highlight. I'm just trying to think of other things we could add to this. Maybe add a highlight color as well. Spruce this up a little bit more. Why not? That color. I don't really have a brighter color than this, but I can add a brighter color. Yeah. I want to add a new layer just for the highlights because I don't know if I want them or not. I usually don't add highlights to pixel art just because I never find I need them. But maybe I'm the wrong one here and it actually would look better with them, I don't know. what do we really need there? Actually, it seems like that really helps bring some stuff out. I'm okay with that. It definitely helped the hoodie. Hoodie highlights, maybe? Hey, there you go. Really gonna help the hoodie. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Some highlights. Yeah, that definitely helps a lot. I like that we made that decision. I think we can make a few more little bits of highlights here. Like that. Maybe get like a pure white for these arrowheads. Hey, look at that. There we go. That looks a lot cooler, in my opinion. Add a little bit of a highlight to him. There you go. I'm gonna call that done now. I think we're good there. There's our, well, he disappeared, but there he is. There's the original, and there's our pixel fan art. Wow, look at that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fancy? Isn't that fun? Wow. That's cool. That turned out pretty good. I'm happy with that. But yeah. And I'm surprised it didn't take us that long either. That's actually pretty dope. Yeah. I have like no reasons myself to ever do like more pixel art or anything. So like, you know, I'm just like, oh man, I have to like give myself reasons to do pixel art. And this was one of them, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Not too shabby, not too shabby. One other thing. Actually, since we're here, I wanted to see if I could find something. Give me a second. Dude, hold on. The life of a video editor. Can I just say, this is like a 1 terabyte drive. I only have 126 terabytes. This is just videos, almost like 90% videos. And then like this is a 6 terabyte drive that I only have like 2 terabytes free on. Again, mostly videos. And then this is like video like projects. These aren't videos, these are just video projects. Things that go into like Premiere or After Effects just to load up the videos you're working on. And this is a 232 gigabyte drive. I only have 70 gigs of that. All my drives are full all the time. What a struggle. But, oh no, I was gonna look at something. Hold on. Sidetracked just a little bit. I wanted to see if I could find something here. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. I don't think I showed this. I think I was going to show this on stream. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't already. But I was talking about this piece of art that my art teacher in high school took. Actually, let's go back here for a second. There was a piece of art that my art teacher in high school took from me to say like, oh, I'm going to display it. And if you don't know too, I'm not a huge fan of my high school art teacher because he just like would always mark my stuff as being like awful and terrible. Even though, you know, I tried my best to put things in. It's just because I didn't do things that were like realistic. I like doing cartoon kind of drawings or like things in weird styles or something like that. And in my 12th grade year too, I took an art class, and in that that art class for your 12th grade year, you were supposed to have like creative control of what you wanted to do. You could pick the techniques and like what your theme was going to be, and you just had to like give in some projects according to like a few basic guidelines. It was kind of for you to like specialize in the areas you wanted to specialize in, and he made my final project a painting project, even though he said that wouldn't happen. I hate painting, by the way, and he loves painting. You can't force somebody to love an art style they don't like. I'm terrible at painting. It's naturally how it is. But there was one art style he took my art from to say he was going to display it because he actually liked it. He never displayed it. I don't have a final picture of this, but we were supposed to take a picture of like random objects and then like redraw them. And so I took this picture. This is what I based it off of. It's a bunch of random objects. But like these are 3D glasses, like cinema. Oh wait, you can't see it. Oh no, there it is. These are 3D glasses, and there's like a marker through the glasses for some reason. I have these. If you don't know what these are, hold up. They're these. There's these little like magnetic dot things. See, there's like one missing. Put them in. Anyway, so that's the bag for them, and then oh wait, dang, wrong one again. So that's the bag for them, and then this is like a Nerf Wiimote thing for like Mario Kart Wii that I just happen to have. Oh, and an iPad case. So random stuff, right? Completely random, but that was the point. But put in an aesthetic order. And I drew, see if I can find it in a different spot. Oh, there it is. And this is like a work in progress version of that. I completed this whole thing, but I don't have it. This is the only picture I have of it that I ever took, which sucks. But like, there's the glasses. This is called Conte. It's like, basically like, it's kind of like pastel, like crayons, but like it's only white and black and they're very dark and stuff. I really like this style, but I never did it again because the guy pissed me off and took my art and shit. Like, dude, come on, man. He never gave it back to me, which was really annoying. Yeah, I was even more creative too. It's not in this picture. You can see the drawing of it. I didn't have it in the original picture, but I actually drew the magnetic beads and stuff. And like I planned to draw them, and I did. But again, I don't have a picture or proof of that. But yeah, it was really cool. Like what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like draw like a little bit of a... You're supposed to like draw out in pencil what your things are, and then... I wasn't finished the Wii wheel, by the way. That's why this looked like terrible. But like you're supposed to basically draw the thing, and then you're supposed to put in black what you want, and then you can put white over it because the white is like so bright it goes over the black really easily, which is really weird. That's not a normal thing. Usually with most art, you have to like draw your highlights and like not draw anything in those areas first, and then draw black around it. But this one you drew like everything in black, and then you put the white on top of it, which is really cool. This one was a bit of an exception. I did all the white first just because this was a white object. It was a bit easier, but this one I drew in all black and then put the white on top of it. I don't know. It registered with me well, but unfortunately... I took my shite, dude. He took it from me. Made me mad, man. I have a lot of random art too that I found that was like stuff I made in school. So like I had a programming class that I did. That programming class was not very good, and I don't remember anything from it. I'm still a terrible programmer, but I at least know like kind of like the basis of like thinking about programming, like, you know, like putting an if statement, and then, you know, like I kind of know generally the way you have to think about coding. I just don't know how to do it very well. But that class had us at computers all the time. And so you'd just be listening to like the teacher talk, and all the computers are facing away from the teacher. So you would just like draw. You could just draw something on like another program. So like I would open Adobe Flash and I would draw in that, and then I would just save the pictures because Flash had to be open because that's what we were using to program. So I would just draw a picture instead. So I have some of this stuff. Let's see. Here you go. Oh my god, why? I don't know. I guess this is Toad, but he has like a mobster face. These were all drawn just as... This is like the computer version of like the doodles you draw in like a sketchbook in like math class, but like because it was a computer class, it was on the computer. And so I just have files of this stuff lying around that I still have. What else do I have? Oh, I have my version of Pac-Man. He's tired of telling you the princess is in another castle. Exactly. I have Pac-Man. I don't know. I think it was supposed to be Pac-Man, but he's dead inside. Like the ghost killed him or something. So yeah, you know. It's just random stuff. Oh, and actually, speaking of pixel art, here's he's got a weird sword, but this is a skeleton that I did, not in that program. I did this in paint.net, so that was also, again, in high school, so a while ago. I wasn't as good as at pixel art at that time. Not saying I'm an expert now, but... so yeah, you know. To be honest, I thought I had more of the random drawings. Oh, I have this one. This is Isabelle from Animal Crossing. Yep. Oh, that one's not in a... Hold on. Oh god, there's so much. Close it all. Get it out of here. There's also... I'll have to open paint.net. Apparently I have that installed, maybe? Oh my god. Oh, this isn't software I've seen in years. But apparently I have it installed. Probably so I can see some of these files. Here you go. Here's something I drew also at school. This is a link. Again, you have to realize these were in products of boredom and also drawn with a mouse really badly. This one especially. This one's not even in Flash. This was in paint.net with the default brush tools, which if you don't know what those look like, they're literally just like MS Paint quality. They improved them over the years a little bit, but they're not much better. Link the Legend of Adventure Time? Kind of, a little bit. It does have that Adventure Time look. Yeah, anyway. Just random other stuff. You know, it's funny too that I like show that kind of stuff now and I have like... can I find something that's a little bit more significant than that? Oh, here you go. I mean, I guess I've shown most of this stuff off before, but like, I have that kind of art and then I have this kind of stuff that I draw now. It's a little bit better quality. A random other thing I want to see if I can find. I don't know if I have these pictures on my... I want to see if I can find them. Maybe. Hold on. I'm going to... Oh no, I'll keep that open for a second. I want to open Chrome, but it's going to glitch things out for a minute, because Chrome is weird. I don't know why. Chrome like attacks OBS for some reason, which is very odd. Here's a bit of art that I can show. Not a lot of stuff. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find some of this stuff. I'm going through my Google Photos right now. You ever have, like, if you're somebody who has like an Android phone that like all your pictures save to a Google device, by the way, you just have like a crap ton of archive stuff that's like on your phone over the years, because I have a lot of that. There we go. Here's some random stuff that we can go through. These are random pieces of art that were in my art class. They're not as good as stuff. A lot of these are work in progress things, but here's some stuff. This is a weird like eye keyhole thing I did. I don't know what that is. That's not actually art. This is like a sketch of a clay mold that I did. Not up here. It used to be up here. Not up here anymore. But this was like a clay thing I was going to do based on Smash Brothers. There's like a picture of my face that I drew, which looks really light and terrible because the art teacher always wanted me to draw like really light lines for some reason. There's a burb. There's a Pikachu. The art that we did in those classes were like really weird. A lot of them were these perspective things we had to do. So here's some cubes. Remember me? Yes. Cider the Cyber, though. I remember. That's the way I remember. It's Cyber. Yeah, so a lot of these were like cubes. Here's another version of the bird. So this was actually part of a project where we had to like draw a thing and then draw it like... Where's the bird? Where'd the bird go? And then we had to draw it up closer and do like a close-up. I like the further back one more. I did better on that one. In my opinion, anyway. Oh, there's Binding of Isaac. So there's colors on this, right? The whole point of this was we were supposed to paint this. That was the general idea. So like, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be like a peachy color, this will be pink, and blah blah blah. This is gold, this is like a dark red color. And then there's some like weird graffiti-esque art I did. That was actually a much older piece of art. I think I did that when I was like 10 maybe. That as well. There's my name. I believe that was around the same time. I want to see how much more art there is here. Hold on. I don't want to leak my photos. Most of my photos are of my cats on my bed anyway, so it's fine. There's not too much. Here's a solo cup. This is the kind of art that like the art teacher wanted us to do, but I didn't enjoy it as much. So, whatever. There's a cup. Here's a skeleton. Anyway. Yeah. I do also have that actual painting of Binding of Isaac, but it's downstairs and I'd have to go get it. Anyway. I think for the most part, though, today, I think I'm pretty good leaving it here. It is a bit of a shorter stream today, but I don't want to overextend anything or anything like that. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. And on top of that, I do have a few other things I want to do today, because I probably already have people being like, where are you? We need you to do something. It happens all the time. But anyway, so I think I'm going to leave this here for today. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed for what we were doing. I think our next stream should be on Saturday. I actually have an interesting idea, possibly, for Saturday. We'll see how it goes. I have something I kind of want to, at least to start the stream off. We might end up just doing like a game or something like that tomorrow as well, but I have a bit of a thing. Not a game to start off the stream that I might do on Saturday, but I don't want to spoil anything. But, yeah. I thought about doing it today, but I just hadn't prepped far enough to do it, so we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so next stream will be on Saturday. My weekend streams are usually later than my weekday streams, so we should be streaming at 1 on Saturday. That's Eastern time. Yeah. And also, I do tweet on my Twitter and my Discord when I'm live as well, so if you're not on those places and not sure when I'm live, those are the two places to find that stuff out. But that's everything for me. again, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for coming by the stream, everybody. I appreciate it. I really do. And yeah, see you guys later.